It's a dream held onto by millions, but only the chosen few get the opportunity to go professional, with only 0.012% ever making it to the Premier League.
My name's Rio Merrifield, I'm going to be a footballer when I'm older.
It makes us ask ourselves, what happened to those who were left behind?
Because all you want to do is play football, and when circumstances stop you playing football, then that's when you've got to draw on your resources to be positive and think for the future.
The country's biggest teams vie for the signatures of the country's most talented lads. Recruitment starts young, with players dreaming of becoming their club's next hero. Academies give players the chance to leave their mark on the football pitch.
It was everything to me, really. Becoming a professional footballer was all I'd ever thought I'd be, ever wanted to be, and ever dreamed of. So yeah, I've never thought about being anything else.
These boys' stories aren't unique, but they often go untold.
Where did Spen get his left foot from? And he kicked me the ball and I went with my left foot and he went, "It's you!"
It was her.
It was me. I can't do it right, I would prefer left.
Spencer Myers is a lad like any other, one who loves football. But for Spencer, football isn't just a hobby, it's a family business. Both his father and grandfather played professionally, making it that much more painful when that journey, at least as a player, has come to an end.
A couple of names there that John Joe's playing for the first team now. Liam Walsh, Andy Jedi, Kieran Dahl. And there's me there, but yeah, we didn't probably get to do that as much as we should have. We had a good team to be fair, but whenever we went on tour we could hardly win.
So where do you think you first fell in love with the game?
I'd say probably kids these days, they don't really play footy in the streets, but growing up I was always out just playing, and I was about 5 or 6 and I was playing with like 15, 16-year-olds, just using a car as a goal. So I guess that's where I fell in love with it. Every night after school I was just in playing footy, and it never really became mature up until when I was finding it hard to get into an academy, because I knew you can't make it if you're playing for Burscough. It was sort of like, now I need to start cracking on and moving on somewhere else now, but I fell in love definitely on the street playing footy.
Does it surprise you that Spence has been so resilient?
It has, in a way, because I think that to be dropped, so, having like 8-9 years in an academy and having everything laid out for you, like your education, your food, your holidays, and then down the line 8 years later, that's it. For him to actually to carry on and to go into like mainstream, what I would call like mainstream work, I think he's done really, really well without having that support of Everton, which they were always there for him. And as soon as you're not a professional footballer anymore, then that's it. There's no support there. He's out, and he's done really well. I think he has personally.
I think not ever getting an England call up is something that not upsets me or I feel disrespected by, but I feel, and I know some of the reports back I had a couple of seasons, especially me under 16 season and I think my second year scholar, I feel like left back wise there wasn't anyone better in the country. So not blowing my own trumpet, but I was looking at lads who were getting picked for England, playing against them, and I was thinking that, and then you start thinking, it's just favouritism or because they play for a bigger club, but yeah, not getting picked for England's haunts me, to be fair. That'd have been nice. During the season, to get your team one, and then your individual one, which is a bit of a nightmare, but a couple of the good luck, and I don't mind it.
Whilst his playing career may be over, his dreams are still firmly on football, and with the help of Everton Football Club, hopes to one day return as a coach. After being released from Everton, Spencer moved on to play in lower league teams like Southport, a pathway many lads from Premier League academies follow.
it's a form of rejection, so it's hard to be suddenly told that your dream's over. That's when you lose most players. I think for lower league and non-league clubs to provide that pathway back into football is crucial. Look at that, yeah? Because I've just told him to hold his line, he's going to hold his line.
As a former player and now coach, Darren Wildman is keenly aware of the harsh reality players face today.
It's a well-known statistic, less than 1% make it. I think what we can do as an academy, as coaches, is try and make it as bespoke to that player as we possibly can. But the margins are always going to be very, very fine. You see, you look at a football pitch at any time, there's players that you think they're going to make it. An injury can happen. They change their attitude, or they get another enjoyment in life, and off they go. But yeah, less than 1%, so all we can do is the best.
One such player fighting against those margins is Rio Merrifield. After facing rejection from Manchester United, Blackburn and Preston North End, Southport have given him the chance to ply his trade and try and achieve his dream.
I was gutted. I thought I was like I wouldn't have it no way back. I just kept carrying on going, just carrying on fighting for what I want.
Was there anyone in your life that has helped you come back from that?
Mum and my dad really, because they just kept me going through on. You know, when I took it out of football, I weren't going to go back, and they just got me back into it.
Well, is it harder for lower league clubs where the financial constraints are much more strict to help with young players deal with these sorts of problems?
It's very much down to the coaches. Clubs can provide a network, a support where they can. It's down to knowing your players, and obviously, sadly, it's a well-known suicide rate. It's the biggest killer of young men under the age of 40. As football clubs, we've got a wider responsibility now to start looking after these young players and recognising the impact that potentially releasing them could have on their mental health. Mind Charities, obviously EFL backed, and Southport is looking next season to move into a partnership with the mental health charity.
Southport is a football club built on a simple ethos: building the person before building the player. Liverpool under-18 captain, Liverpool under-23s, international caps followed by Bolton and York, Southport and Telford, Chorley and now Nuneaton. Dubbed the next Steven Gerrard as a youth and projected as a first-team starter for Liverpool, a series of near-career-ending injuries have changed the trajectory of this young man's almost certain success at the top flight of football, but have done nothing to hamper his ambitions.
That's when the interest started coming from the other clubs, the likes of Preston North End showing first interest in him, with Everton and Liverpool all showing interest. Liverpool was the team that he signed for.
If I'm being honest, I probably didn't realise how big it was until I left, because I was at Liverpool the whole way through. For me, Liverpool was just Liverpool, it was just the team I played for, which probably helped me, in all honesty. Because I was comfortable in the surroundings, I knew the staff, I knew the players come and go, but it's down there. It was just the team I played for. I didn't feel any pressure, and I'm very lucky to experience the things that I have experienced.
I would have hoped he would have progressed at Liverpool. I think he had all the attributes to progress at Liverpool. But looking at the rate of fallout from academy players to professional level, I'm not surprised that he didn't get the opportunity. But I would have loved him to, obviously, played for my team. But even now, when he moved from Liverpool, he moved to Bolton, you become a Bolton supporter. When you move from Bolton to Telford, to Southport, to Nuneaton, you're shouting the team on. Being a Liverpool fan, it gave me immense pleasure and proud to see him put on the Liverpool shirt, particularly when he captained the team, even at under 18 level.
I've experienced the highs of football, the very big highs. I've represented the country, I've made the first team squad at Liverpool in Europa League games, I've travelled to unbelievable countries representing Liverpool, and I've also experienced the other side of football, the lower leagues. It's a massive contrast.
something that you don't prepare yourself for, and it's tough. You know, there's times when I've been injured and have consecutive injuries, and you know, you do sort of the times when you do fall out of love with the game, and there's a lot of people that I know that have fallen out of love with the game and given up, but you know, I've stuck with it. I'll always stick with it, and it doesn't take long in football to get your career back on track.
Jordan has since been offered a trial at a League One side this summer and plans to move his football career to a platform that many of us can only dream of. Sports psychologist Bernie Sant suggests how football clubs can better prepare players in the face of rejection.
Of research, and even in the applied aspect of it, suggests that presenting the athletes with small minor challenges throughout the way would allow them to be prepared for whatever happens in the future, such as non-selection, injuries, even personal aspects such as breakups in relationships, family deaths or whatsoever. But those minor challenges throughout their journey of becoming a professional footballer can allow them to become resilient and accept more the negative obstacles that happen throughout the way.
Winning and losing, it all happens on the same patch of grass. Only 180 of the 1.5 million lads in academy football today will ever make it to the Premier League. But each and every one of them has a story to tell.
Last question. Do you still love football?